It started when Sarah moved into the old house on Maple Street. It was a quaint Victorian-style home, filled with creaky floors and dusty corners, but it had character. She's been looking for a fresh start after her divorce, and this house, with its worn charm and overgrown garden, felt like a place she could rebuild. From the first night, there was something strange about the house. The air felt thick, as though it had been untouched for years. The walls seemed to whisper in the stillness, but Sarah chalked it up to the house settling. The neighbours, though friendly, spoke in hushed tones about the house's history, always careful not to say too much. She found that odd, but didn't let it bother her. The first time she saw the man in the mirror, she thought it was a trick of the light. It happened as she was unpacking in the bedroom. The room had a large, ornate mirror hanging above the dresser. Sarah caught a glimpse of something moving in the reflection, a figure standing behind her. She turned around quickly, but the room was empty. Just exhaustion, she muttered, shaking it off. The divorce had been tough, and she was still adjusting to living alone. But over the next few days, it happened again and again. The man was tall, with a gaunt face, his features shadowed, his eyes dark and unblinking. Each time Sarah would turn around to check the room, there would be nothing there, but she could feel his presence, like a cold hand on the back of her neck. On the fourth night, Sarah couldn't take it anymore. She stood in front of the mirror, staring at the empty room behind her reflection. The figure hadn't appeared yet, but she could feel it. Something was waiting. She took a deep breath and called out, "Who are you?" The room was still, no sound. But then a soft, low voice answered, "Behind you." The blood drained from Sarah's face. She spun around, but there was nothing there. The air grew heavy, suffocating. The temperature in the room dropped, and she could see her breath in the cold air. Her heart hammered in her chest. She turned back to the mirror. The figure was there now, closer, its face clearer. His skin was ashen, his eyes hollow pits, his mouth curled into a twisted smile. "Get out," he whispered, the words like ice scraping against her soul. Fear gripped Sarah, but she couldn't move. Her legs felt like lead, her breath shallow. The figure raised a bony hand, and suddenly she wasn't looking at her own reflection anymore. Instead, she saw him staring directly at her with those hollow eyes. His hand was reaching out, pressing against the glass, and Sarah swore she could feel his fingers brushing against her skin. With a scream, she stumbled backwards, falling to the floor. The mirror shattered in front of her, the sound deafening in the stillness of the room. She scrambled to her feet, shaking uncontrollably, her mind racing. The man in the mirror was gone, but Sarah knew that he wasn't gone at all. He was still there, somewhere, waiting. The next morning, Sarah decided to leave. She couldn't stay in that house any longer. But when she went to pack her things, something caught her eye. A shard of glass from the broken mirror. It glowed faintly in the dim light, as if it had absorbed something dark. She reached down to pick it up, but as soon as her fingers touched it, the room seemed to shift. The walls distorted, stretching and warping, and there, in the reflection of the shard, she saw him again, the man, standing right behind her, his twisted smile widening. "Don't leave," he whispered, his voice now coming from everywhere. The air grew thick, suffocating. The walls closed in around her. The floor beneath her feet cracked and moaned. The mirror shard began to vibrate, pulling her towards them. Panic surged through her, but no matter how hard she struggled, she couldn't escape the pull. As the darkness swallowed her, Sarah's last thought was that she had never truly left the house. She had been trapped in it all along. The house on Maple Street still stands, its windows dark and empty. And if you look closely into any mirror inside, you might see a reflection that isn't yours. You might see him, the man, in the mirror, waiting for the next soul to claim.